people who might be interested in getting rats for a pet, I would completely recommend it. They are a blast. If you're thinking of getting a hamster or a guinea pig, don't get a rat. They're a lot more fun. They're just a ton of fun. They were incredibly friendly, could be trained, and could provide hello. They were almost like dogs. And you can train them, and they don't bite. And that they require very little maintenance, and they're pretty clean, and they're incredibly smart.
In fact, you're probably not going to believe this, but they smell incredibly good. They smell like flowers. That doesn't mean their cage smells good, but they smell good.
What got me interested in rats was sort of accidental. Since I work in a laboratory, although I grow cells and do not do animal work, around me people do use animals, and there was once upon a time a little mouse that didn't have a mother, and I had to take it home to help it to live. Well, it died, so I started having mouse pets. Years later, they handed me a rat, and I said, oh, no, that thing is going to bite. Ooh, ooh. Well, same as everybody else says about a rat. Ooh, the tail, ooh, this. Well, they placed this rat, little white rat, in my hands, and it was the sweetest animal. I've had 28 rats since.
Just coming to know them and having them for like over 8 years, they have so much to offer and they're so misunderstood. You spend every day with them. You come to raise them, especially when you get them as babies. It's like I'm not gonna say. I guess it's like having your own child. I mean, I wouldn't know, but it's kind of like that. It's sad because rats do not live that long. They live somewhere between 2 to 5 years, give or take. But I'll be honest, people are going to think I'm crazy, but I've cried more over losing a rat than losing somebody in my family.
Well, there's many stages of grief, similar to human loss. Not everyone feels every stage. The stages would be shock, denial, disbelief is another part of the denial, and then gradually the acceptance of we did the best we could with what we knew at the time.
I work with children, do therapy with children, and I don't remember what gave me the idea to try out introducing a child to rats, but I did, and it's proved to be absolutely magical for a lot of, especially young children, because the rats are smaller than them and they're fragile, and the kids just love it, and they'll talk about stuff while they're playing with the rats that they might not talk about if I was just trying to ask them the questions directly.
Most people, if they're squeamish about the rats, it's this gorgeous tail that they can't stand. It gives them the creeps. But no one has not come to the house because of the rats.
The tail consists of scales that open up to let out body heat. I say that because sometimes when people start to think of something as interesting, they begin to lose their fear or their disgust. And the tail also is an organ of balance. So the tail has a job to do.
My mom is understanding. She was afraid of the tails. Most people are because they look like snakes. So she's fine with it. My dad, he's like, oh, you're nuts and whatever, because it's another pet along with the dog. But the dog is a family pet. It's not really my own. My friends are actually very supportive. One actually made me these earrings. These were a birthday present. She was very creative, and I was like surprised that she did this. And she got the colors right down and the stripes and patterns.
Basically, a fancy rat is a rat that is not wild, because we use the term for everything. All the domesticated rats, including even the lab rats, they are fancy rats.
They're also fancy rats, similar. Jabal, the dark one, is just a black rat. They're all Norwegian rats. Basically what it boils down to is they're Norwegian rats, and they come from the same stock as the rats in the subways.
I think it's a misconception about the rats in the subway in terms of them being filthy, because if you think about it, it's human waste that they're running in. It's not their own fault that they're dirty. Just happen to live there, and we happen to pollute the sewers. Rats actually groom themselves. They will spend like 1/3 of their lives just like cleaning themselves. So they actually are really clean pets. They're cleaner than a dog.
Many people dislike rats in part because of the various bad associations, diseases in the past, for example. Pet rats carry none of those diseases, basically.
If anything, humans can actually spread diseases to rats.
Well, if we stopped dropping our McDonald's hamburgers on the street, they wouldn't have what to eat, they wouldn't overbreed, so they wouldn't be disgusting.
They're very, very graceful. I mean, they have incredible balance.
And agility.
And agility.
Look at that.
And incredible balance and agility. They can balance on anything, and they move very beautifully.
And they're smart. They are really smart. They know us. They learn their names.
Well, ours, I don't know if I learned their names.
Yeah, Fontes has learned her name. They have pretty much.
Really?
They're great pets.
They're-
I can't
they're-
recommend them enough.
Yeah.